All right, like I said, similar to the last one, this time the fractions just aren't mostly going to be out of nice numbers like the last ones. But still write the fraction first. And then if you have to, you can change the denominator to be 10, 100, or 1000. Or it is fine if you want to use a calculator to turn the fraction into the decimal. Okay, that's a very legitimate strategy to use. We're going to do this practice first. So, right as a fraction, I have 3/4. I can make it to be out of 100. Think, okay, what do I multiply by? 4 times 25. So I do 3 times 25, which is 75. So if I have 75 hundredths, I can write 75 hundredths as the decimal, which equals 75%. 75% of the circle is filled in. Like we've talked about before, like a phone charger, if your phone's at 75%, that's kind of how you could imagine the battery being. Or if I went straight from my fraction to my decimal using a calculator, 3 divided by 4, 0.75. Okay, so that's how it's an easier way, especially when the fractions get more complicated. Here we have 2/8. Well, I have some options because I can go from 8 to 1,000 by multiplying by 125, which I could multiply this by 125 and get 250, which I could then write as a decimal 250 thousandths, which is only 25 hundredths, so is only 25%. I could simplify this. I could first simplify it so it's not out of 8, it's only out of 4, 1/4, which is the same thing as 25 hundredths, which is equal to 0.25 and 25%. Or I could use my calculator, do 2 divided by 8, 0.25, which is 25 hundredths, 25%. So that's when I say that there's not always just one way to do it. I want you to have an understanding of what all these things mean so then you can figure out sort of different types of situations like this one. That you have some options of how you do it. All right, one more example. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces total. 4 of them are red. So it's 4/5. I can make it out of just 10 this time. I could go to 100, but 10 is real close, so I get 8/10, which I could write as a decimal, 8/10. But remember, when I go to my percent, I have to think of it in terms of hundredths, or hundredths with my decimal, so that I get 80%. Because 8% is not much of the whole thing. Okay, it's almost empty, and clearly that picture is not almost empty, so that's a good way to tell 8% does not make sense. If 50% is half, 8% is way less than half, and this is more than half. So again, you need to look at the answers and see if they are reasonable. All right, if you need help, let me know. Make sure you are working through it. Again, you can use a calculator if you want. I can do 4 divided by 5. Oop. 4 divided by 5. Oop. How about not 4 divided by 8, but 4 divided by 5? There we go. What did I do? Oh, I did 1 divided by 5? Oh, sorry, 5th graders. 4 divided by 5. This is why you need to make sure you type things correctly into your calculator. Then I get 8/10. And then I could multiply by 100 to get my percent of 80%. All right, good luck. Let me know if you need help.